Hey, there she is. Adorable little Rika. Rika-chan was the first to run through the open door. Why does she look sad? And then Satoko. Then come.
遅刻ですよ、フルデさん。北条さんはどうしましたか?
It was unusual for Rika-chan to be late, but equally unusual for Satoko, a ball of energy, to be absent at all. Everyone's eyes were wide at the series of strange events.
さとこはちょっと遅れるかもしれないのです。
Might be a little bit late.
熱でも出ちゃいましたか?
The teacher walked over to Rika-chan, and they started talking in hushed tones.
リカちゃんが遅刻でサトコが欠席なんて珍しいこともあるもんだよ。
そうだね。だけど、さとこちゃんどうしたんだろう。風邪かな。
Why now, when I most wanted to see Satoko's energetic face? The unease that had been building since last night tightened within my chest.
ケイちゃんは心配しすぎ。年頃の女の子にはね、どうしても体の都合で具合が悪くなっちゃう時があるの。
I don't know. Like, it could be possible that since now we're having this dynamic between Keiichi and Satoko even more in a brother-sister relationship, that would surely make Satoko think of her brother even more. It will make her feel like, it'll make her feel sick thinking about Satoshi because of that. Like, we try to make her happy, but at the same time, we're making it even more aware that Satoshi disappeared in the first place.
みーちゃん、それ男の子の前で言うことじゃないよ。
That pose. Like she's about to meow at us. Meow. Meow laughed in this. Normally I would laugh along with her, but right now I just didn't feel like it. Homeroom ended, and we went to talk to Rika-chan in the short time we had before first period started.
よー、リカちゃん。遅刻して怒られて、かわいそうだな。今日は俺がなでなでしてあげよ
う。Yeah, let us pet you in the head. There. Different dimension, Rika. I was very aware of my gloom this morning, so I strove to keep my tone cheerful. I petted Rika-chan's head the same way she always did, but she didn't cheer up at all.
みー。
さとこはどうしたんだ? 風邪か?
For instance, she got a fever from playing around too much yesterday. With that being her response, I would have accepted it in a flash. But the atmosphere around Rika-chan felt somehow heavy. Oh, fuck. I wonder if Satoko heard about the death of that Rina girl, which would be Teppei's lover. And that makes her think of Teppei. Therefore, it makes her think of the past and such. It was a little weird. It actually made my unease worse.
ほら。男の子には話せない事情ってのもあるんだから。ケイちゃんはお席へ戻って。
Is it a girl thing? And Neon, acting just like a club president, pulled me back to my chair. Rika-chan's gaze immediately fell back to her desk, and she hung her head gloomily. They were living together, weren't they? Then she would have known for sure. She wouldn't have said, might. I didn't understand why she was absent, and that made me all the more anxious. Damn it, what's going on today? It's like we started off on the wrong foot, and it wasn't going to get any better.
どうしたのかな、ケイチ君。今日はなんだか朝から元気ないよ。
Rena noticed how I looked and whispered to me while the teacher wasn't looking.
そんなに俺、元気ないか？
A little bit. I guess, since, I don't know, it does seem that Rika and Keiichi are quite gloomy because of different reasons. Maybe we should go for a different change of scenery right over here. Yeah, let's go back to normal for right now.
うん。
Like, it's getting a little sad around here, and I equate like Ryukishi's sprites with joyfulness, and it's not really fitting.
見てるレナまで元気がなくなるくらいに。
I thought of jokingly saying, "Damn, don't look at me," but I didn't feel like doing that.
レナに話せること？どんな悩みかわからないけど、聞いて力になれることなら聞くよ。
I won't tease you. When I said this, looking me straight in the eye.
昨日まで何も変なことなんか起きなくて楽しかったんだ。
Huh? Vanna's eyes widened for a moment, not understanding what I meant. But she remained silent and listened.
穏やかで楽しくて、毎日が賑やかで、そんな毎日が繰り返されることに何の不安もなかった。
うん。そうだね。毎日楽しいよ。きっと今日も楽しくなる。
絶対にそうなるって自信が持てるか？
Rena, feeling perplexed, couldn't think of something to say. I didn't blame her. What I was trying to say seemed a little confusing even to me.
思えば、ここ最近不安だったんだ。毎日が楽しいからこそ、ある日ふっと電球が切れるみたいに突然真っ暗になってしまうんじゃないかって。
うん。その気持ち、ちょっぴりレナもわかるよ。
Rena nodded gently.
私たちはいいことばかりは続かないって、楽しいことの裏側を時々恐れるよね。それってちょっぴり悲しいことだけど、でもそのおかげで私たちは楽しい毎日がずっと続くように努力することを覚えたんだよ。
そうだな。
だから圭一くんが楽しい日々がいつまでも続かないかもしれないって思うのは決して悪いことじゃないと思うよ。例えば、明日突然火山が大爆発して私たちが全員死んじゃうとする。
おいおい、物騒な話だな。
例えばその大災害を圭一くんだけが生き残ったとしたらどう感じる？
I mean, we would feel devastated.
どうって。
I imagined myself being the sole survivor in the ruins of Hinamizawa. Rubble and the bodies of friends lying in heaps at my feet. It was such an abhorrent sight. Was it sadder that all my friends had died? Or was it sadder that I couldn't have died with them? I didn't know which, but I'd probably cry a lot.
胸が張り裂けるだろうな。まず、泣くと思う。
そしてこう思うんじゃないかな。こうなることが運命だったなら、昨日までの日をもっともっと楽しく、悔いなく過ごせばよかったって。
I didn't want to consider such a horrible event to be my destiny. But...
思うだろうな。
楽しい毎日がいつか終わるものなら、それがいつかなんて誰にもわからない。だったら、たとえ明日そうなっても悔いがないように、精一杯楽しく生きるのが正解じゃないのかな。
そうだな。
それに気づくのはとても難しいこと。多くの人たちは日々の幸せに飽食してるよ。
That is true. That is indeed true. I'm fully aware of that.
今日と同じ明日が訪れると信じきってるから。今日できることを明日に送る。今日してやれる優しさを明日に送ってしまう。
When I was usually cheerful and silly, but right now she wasn't like that at all. She was taking my troubles seriously. It was a little reassuring.
でも、圭一くんはそれに気づけた。それはとても素敵なことだと思う。だからその不安な気持ち、大切にしてもいいと思うの。
この不安を大切に？
そう。明日には大災害でみんな死んじゃうかもしれない。だから今日、みんなにいっぱい優しくしよう。本当に週末が訪れた時、後悔しないために。
レナは実践してるのか？明日みんなが死んじゃっても後悔しないようにさ。
うん。
It was such a hyperbolic conversation. But Rena just gave me a nonchalant nod of her head. My god, you know, if you were to look at it from outside the window, so to speak, right over here, like, realistically speaking, you kids are talking about mortality at this age, my god. But, you know, story-wise, it does make me think. Cause, you know, so far, things have turned out just like that. A catastrophe will happen, like, even in this, for sure. And it happened in the first 2 chapters. A catastrophe happens, and until that point, we had a lot of fun. So, yeah, there is something to be said about what you mentioned here, Rena.
レナは、楽しい毎日が、たった1日を境に終わってしまうことを知ってるから。今日が楽しくても、明日も楽しい保証なんかないって知ってるから。生きてるよ。精一杯。
It seemed like Rena perfectly understood all the anxiety I couldn't put into words. And on top of that, like a reliable teacher, she showed me what to do. Oh. Hey, Keiichi, my brother. There's no need to cry now.
ゆうべ、里子の夢を見た気がするんだ。どんな夢だったかは思い出せないけど、朝からずっと不安で。
里子ちゃんの元気な顔を見れたら安心するつもりだった。かな？
She was right on the money. If Ivana had been here with smiles on their faces this morning, then the murk in my heart would have definitely been blown to smithereens.
じゃあ、里子ちゃんが来たら優しくしてあげることだね。
You goddamn right?
いつもの悪ふざけでも一向に構わない。
Yeah, cause we know how much she loves pranks. And as we talked about previously, pranks are her way of communicating.
楽しく過ごすことができるなら。
そうだな。
So that even if these fun days came to an end, I'd have no regrets. Now here's the thing though. We've seen Satoko do all these traps, but have we ever seen Keiichi do traps like back at Satoko? I do have to wonder. How good is he with traps? I couldn't tell if what Rena told me had been comforting or just made me more anxious. Cause Keiichi, he does have quite the bark. He has that kind of attitude where he would do something back. But it was enough to make me think that if I saw Satoko again, I'd be honest with her. Lunchtime arrived, with everyone pushing their desks together like always. Satoko wasn't here. Despite that, we had bento boxes for 5 lined up on our desks. Rika-chan had made a bento for Satoko too.
さとこ、お昼までには来るはずだったの？
Rika-chan was clearly acting strangely. We were talking to her, but it felt like she was too far away to hear us. I'd never seen Rika-chan so downcast. Oh my god. My poor babies. Satoko is not with us today and Rika-chan is sad here. My god. So the rest of us started feeling down too. Hey Rena, I understood what she said before pretty well. When we were together, we were supposed to have lots of fun so we wouldn't have any regrets if the world ended tomorrow. And yet, well, I just resolved myself to do it. Now we can't all be together. What the hell? Because it was just so sudden, wasn't it? I mean, yesterday was fun, so who could believe it would all end today? No volcanoes had erupted, and no earthquakes or fires had happened either. The cicadas were making the same noises they did yesterday, and the sun remained bright in the sky. It was the same normal day as always. So then, why? As I pondered, Rena's chopsticks reached in front of my face and stole the fried chicken out of my bento. I mean, Christ. Like, once again, Keiichi thinks that this is the end of the world, when... I mean, he's sad. It makes sense at this point that you would think like negatively, oh, this is the end of the fun, we're no longer gonna have like any fun anymore and all that. It's, however, kind of extreme to think that at this point, like this early on. When the deaths happened in the earlier chapters, yeah, that will affect you emotionally for the rest of your life. Like, for example, Satoko and Rika in the first chapter, given that Keiichi, Rena, and Mion died. And in chapter 2, Rena was basically the only one that is living in Hinamizawa at that point. So, yeah, that's the end of the fun for the rest of your life. Now, it's a little bit premature to think that, kids. I mean, god damn it.
みんなが取らないからレナがもらうね。おいしい。
Rena tossed the entire piece into her mouth and began munching on it, her expression one of bliss.
と、おじさんとしたことが、レナに先生を許すとはね。
Alright, there you go.
よっしゃ、おじさんはこのプチハンバーグをもらうよ。
Hey, think about the old people, the actual old people, a.k.a. me. Give me some of that.
みえ、僕のおかずがなくなってしまうのです。
I'm just kidding. I'm still in the prime of my youth. I am Noby the Grand after all. Rika-chan, also behind the curve, smiled again and went for someone else's bento. As I sat there, dazed at how quickly everyone had changed, Rena sent a wink over to me. Come on, Keiichi-kun. Live life to the fullest. That way, if a volcano erupts tomorrow, you'll be a-okay.
冗談じゃねえ。最後の弁当が梅干しとご飯だけになってたまるか。それ、俺はミートボールをいただくぞ。
I stuffed the meat into my mouth and constructed a clumsy smile. I played along, as if trying to fool myself. But as I did, it rapidly became less and less of an act. Satoko still wasn't here, but at some point we had regained our lively lunchtime. Okay, there you go. We had fun, we smiled, and we fooled around. Thanks everyone. This is definitely the best thing to do. In this way, when Satoko suddenly dropped by, we could welcome her with our best smiles. The more I smiled, the more I felt the anxiety from this morning clearing away.
笑う角に服着たるってことわざあったよな。
Fortune comes in by a merry gate.
あるね。それが事実なら、おじさんは四六時中笑い転げてるよ。
レナは本当だと思うな。毎日笑ってれば毎日が楽しいよ。レナがいいことを言いますです。
じゃあ 試してみるか。
Everyone took a deep breath, then brought their faces together, locking shoulders. And then... Everyone laughed uproariously from their stomachs, trying to laugh out all of the bad stuff accumulating in them. By the time our bento boxes were empty, everyone was right as rain. Alrighty then. Now, about that festival though, I'm still waiting for that festival. For the Watanagashi. It should be right around the corner at this point. Having heard our friendly banter, Tomita-kun and Okumura-kun walked up and timidly spoke to us.
前原さん、楽しくお話し中、申し訳ないんですけど。
What is it, babies?
ちょっとお力をお借りしたくて。
They grinned wryly and scratched their heads.
なんだよ一体。テストの対策法は以前教えただろ。
Boo.
ちなみに千恵先生が授業中ふんと含み笑いを教科書で隠した時が次のテスト範囲だ。
そうなんですか？
That's not what we're here for, said Tomita-kun, elbowing Okumura-kun.
実はですね。
Not the babies. Keiichi, what the fuck are you doing here?
ボールが2階の雨どいに引っかかっちゃったんですよ。
In the gutter of the second floor.
前原さんなら身長高いからなんとかなるんじゃないかと思って。
ほう、先輩に物を頼むからには何か見返りがあるんだろうな。
Yeah, I guess.
俺は高いぜ。簡単に買収できると思うなよ。
I mean, you're talking to Keiichi, one of the members of the most extreme club that I've ever been a part of. Tomita-kun and Okumura-kun conversed for a short time, then gave their reply. It kind of makes me think, you know, because at some point in the past, Keiichi, before arriving to Hinamizawa, was described as having no friends, and, you know, I think it was mentioned that he was always studying or something, didn't have as much fun. And now when he comes here to Hinamizawa, of course, we have plenty of friends all around. It kind of makes me think whether this attitude of his, like this extreme attitude of survival of the fittest and all this yelling and such, it was something that existed even before? Probably not. It's probably something that that Keiichi picked up from our club right over here, from our friends right over here. Whereas before, maybe he was a little bit more shy, a little bit more reserved and such. Nah, maybe.
では前原さんには授業中に居眠りができる権利を与えましょう。
I mean, shy, maybe it's a little bit too much to say that, but he wasn't as wild as right now.
それでどうです？
なんだそりゃ。授業中に寝るのは俺の勝手だろ。なんでお前らに権利をもらわなくちゃならんのだ。
そんなことないですよ。今度は前原さんが居眠りしたら全部先生に言いつけることにしますから。
Oof.
なるほど、うまいうまい。
こいつら
I think these little babies are learning from you, Keiichi.
とんでもない交渉の仕方覚えやがって。
すみません。ちょっとした冗談っす。
ほらほら、ケイちゃん、おとなしく後輩たちの脅迫に屈したら。
Yeah, alright, let's go, Keiichi. You don't have much of a power in this one. And Namian was getting on my nerves. Suddenly, it came to me, and I took Tomita-kun and Okumura-kun's hands.
わかった。俺の降参だ。ボールを取ってやるから、居眠りの権利を俺にくれ。
も
見ろミオン。俺はちゃんと権利をもらったぞ。でもお前はもらってないよな。富田くん、岡村くん、ミオンが居眠りしたらすぐにチクれ。いいな。
Then Arika-chan began to cackle at Keiichi-kun's victory. Yeah, there you go. I wasn't sure how the ball managed to get stuck up there, but it was planted firmly in the school building's second floor gutter.
その棒を貸せ。俺なら多分届く。
Yeah, might as well.
よいしょっと。
I took a bamboo pole and poked the ball with it. Damn, it's hard. Come on, you stupid little thing.
取れた。取れましたよ、前原さん。どうもありがとうございました。
Yeah, no problem, kids. Prego. And by prego, I mean you're welcome in Italian. Not the other kind of prego that some would think of. Sometimes I do think of that word in Italian, and I think of what it also means in English and all that. It kind of makes it feel awkward whenever I say that sometimes. The ball rolled down the gutter and fell down behind the school building. My underclassmen ran over in that direction, leaving me by myself. Well, I guess we could just breathe some fresh air around here. We also need some of that oxygen. Mission complete, I guess. Sheesh. Well, still a lot of time left until lunch break was over. I guess I should go back to the classroom. I'd absorb myself in a seated conversation with everyone and wait for afternoon classes. Just when I thought that and turned towards the entrance, someone suddenly called out to me. Is that Satoko?
どうもどうも、こんにちは。
Oh, it's him. It's him, ladies and gents. The GOAT! Oishi.
お昼休み中すみませんね。
Yeah, no, you don't have to worry. He was a middle-aged man I didn't know. Or maybe I'd passed by him a few times. And I'd seen his face, but I didn't know him. Yeah. The one and only. Whew. Is it getting hot around here, or is it just me? Maybe there's some AC in your car that we can get to use a little bit, Oishi? When his smile... when his half smile deepened, something within me shuddered with fear. Okay, when he smiled like that, I was thinking it was a reaction to what I was saying, and he was thinking, of course, the AC, of course. But no, he smiled in a fearful way for some reason. Like, what the fuck, Keiji? There's nothing to fear. It's just AC. There was no basis for that. No reason. But I shuddered. I was somewhat confused about those emotions, not quite understanding them myself. There was one thing I could say though. Nobody but teachers and students should be at school. And this person shouldn't have been here. I felt less of a tremble, and more of a sense of dread, like a caterpillar, brilliantly colored in garish, bilious greens, were crawling across my forehead. A feeling of disgust that neither itchy nor gross could describe as the frizzly, dreadful hair rubbed against my brow. I didn't even want to see his face. I wanted to jump backwards and run away. An unpleasant feeling, for which I didn't even know the cause. Okay, what the fuck? Like, am I going crazy? Like, okay, one can attribute to that eerie feeling of Oyashiro and all that. But why do I keep thinking that whatever, like, Keiichi doesn't even know how to describe it. It sort of makes it feel like it's as if he's predicting a future that has already happened in the previous chapters. Like, what the fuck? Like, you see the face of this man that you have never seen before, it makes you think, oh god, the tragedy is gonna happen again. Something like that. Is it just me? Or is it the normal fear of, oh god, don't tell me that Oyashiro is gonna strike us again, or something like... I don't know, it's... The other side of myself has nothing but questions. Hey, what are you doing? What are you disgusted by? This is the first time you've met him. It's rude to hate someone for no reason. Rude to hate someone for no reason. Let me think for a second, cause... Did Keiichi ever hate Oishi before? I'm forgetting. Cause... Keiichi looked up to Oishi, well, maybe not looked up to, but Oishi was one of the very few people that he found safe in the first chapter. Like, you know, always calling him when it comes to Rena and the murders that happened in the past. In the second chapter... Well, we know for a fact that Shion and Nyon would have a beef with him, that's for sure. No answers were coming. I held my silence, waiting, a damp sweat running down my forehead. When he saw that, Oishi thought maybe he was being intimidating, and gave me a relaxed smile.
ああ、失礼しました。怪しいもんじゃないんですよ。私、沖宮警察署から参りました。大石と申します。
Hi there, Oishi.
あれ、手帳どこかな。
I mean, Rena herself as well would have reasons to hate Oishi. Like, remember, like, before that whole incident with Shion and Nyon at the end of chapter 2 in the caves and such. Before that, we were inside the car, and Rena was pissed at Oishi. Keiichi himself, though?
あれ参ったな。ありゃ
He fished through various pockets, then finally found his police ID, and showed it to me, grinning dryly. He may have been trying to use those clumsy seeming actions to ease my anxiety, but I could definitely say it didn't work. Why was I this nervous? Like, Keiichi, unless you're thinking that unless you're already thinking of a serial murderer that has done the Oyashiro curse, which you shouldn't at this point, you don't know that, like, in this chapter, you don't know yet that there's been several murders. Only that the parents have died, the Hojo parents have died, and that Satoshi disappeared. That's it. So, why would you think about the serial murderer, like, right now, or something like that? In the previous chapters, of course, you would think that, but nah. There was a reason, of course. If I wanted today to be the same as before, then today didn't need someone who hadn't been here back then. The fact that a man who wasn't here yesterday showed up today meant that today would be a different day than those before it. That would mark the end of the fun and happy days. God damn it, man. I gulped and erased that ominous conclusion from my mind. Calm down, Keiichi Maebara. It's just no guy who looks kinda perverted and came from the police department. And with a nice car and more than likely a very good AC. Don't go deciding that the fun times are over. He just came here because of his job. Yeah, just for his job. If he's working, then he would normally go to the teacher's lounge, right? The fact that he spoke to me, yes, he must have been to ask where it was.
職員室をお探しですか？なら、 あそこの昇降口から入って。
I didn't want to look at this man for another second, so I started pushing things along. Oishi, however, didn't seem to have any interest in the teacher's lounge.
ああ、いえいえ。
Unless the reason why Keiichi would think that there is this feeling of hatred towards this man is because, again, thinking about being aware of other timelines and such, putting my tinfoil hat at this point. It's true. In the first chapter, when Oishi appeared, that also marked the end of the fun days, and it began that whole rabbit hole of questioning things more and more. And, well, same case is gonna happen here. So yeah, when somebody like this is connected to a tragedy that he would absolutely hate, yeah, you would hate this particular person, even though he hasn't done like anything that would warrant such hatred yet. So,
職員室にはそんなに用事はないんです。それよりお友達を呼んでもらいたいんですが、お願いできますかね。
who?
お友達？誰です？
女の子です。北条聡子さんを呼んできてもらえませんか。
Okay, so it's Satoko this time. Well, you're out of luck, buddy. My consciousness grew faint. Like I was about to pass out. Yes, my anxiety was realized. The dreadful, disgusting caterpillar was looking at me, about to crawl into my ear. Its frizzy, dreadful hair was touching my ear cavity. Oh, wait a second. Unless the anxiety that Keiichi is thinking of is the possibility of Satoko disappearing as well, in similar to Satoshi? Maybe. And the fact that Keiichi is seeing a policeman of all people, yeah, that would make you think of either someone dying or someone disappearing. And Keiichi did not want to see a person like this like one bit. Maybe that could be the reason for why he was feeling so anxious, even though he couldn't even explain it so well in his mind. Yeah. Okay, let me just drop my tinfoil hat and just throw it away. I don't need that. That's how bad it felt.
警察が聡子に何の用ですか？
It's more specifically that, well, okay. Oishi is looking for Satoko. He's probably thinking that he's right. Okay. Keiichi's probably thinking that she disappeared. Oishi definitely came here for a completely different reason. I don't think that Satoko disappeared yet. He would surely ask if this girl appeared at school. He wouldn't ask for Satoko to come here. Or, I guess we shall see.
いえいえいえ、大した用事じゃないんです。2、3聞きたいことがありまして。ご協力をいただければ嬉しいんですがね。
Unless he is aware that Satoko is not at school. He's probably thinking that she disappeared. It could very well be possible that Oishi came to Satoko's house. Satoko Rika's house, like early in the morning. And he definitely wants to question Satoko or tell Satoko about Teppei and his lover. But she's probably missing. So Oishi decided to come later at school where she would be and see if Satoko is actually at school, if she returned or something like that. And Oishi is asking Keiichi, hey, can you bring us Satoko right over here? He's not gonna ask, hey, have you seen Satoko? No, he's gonna ask something like this so that no suspicion would rise that Satoko actually disappeared. Why? Why of all people was it Satoko? Why would a police officer come here in the middle of the day for something that wasn't important? And the smell was strange. I could smell it. And it smelled bad. Just a whiff of it made me want to grimace. Hey. Don't diss Oishi's smell. He probably showers. Actually, does he shower? Sir, do you shower? I knew that this man couldn't possibly be here to deliver her lost wallet or anything. I couldn't imagine what he needed from Satoko. It had to be something unpleasant. My throat stung with burning pain. Burned like a parched, creviced wasteland. The wasteland broke apart deep in my throat and brought out the words from deep in my mind.
あんたに用はあっても、サトコにはないと思います。帰ってくれませんか?
Oishi probably hadn't expected that reply. He stood there surprised for a few moments. Yeah, he may be thinking that Keiichi would be honest about it and say that, well, Satoko is not here today. He was probably thinking that if she disappeared in the morning, she more than likely wouldn't be here, and he still wanted to check. I did as well. I hadn't thought words like that could ever come out of my mouth. Things might still work out. This guy may have shown up out of the blue, but if I drove him off, maybe I could make it so that it never happened. If I could do that, then I could get back the peace we had until yesterday. I could get it back.
これは手厳しいな。あなた、さとこさんのマネージャーさんですかな？アポイントメントがないと面会は叶いませんか？
Oh, she is an important person after all.
話がしたいだけなら電話ですればいいじゃないですか。日中学校にまで押しかけてくるなんて明らかに異常です。
Breaking through a dam would have been the perfect analogy to use. Why didn't I like this man? This man shouldn't have been here. I needed to make it so that this man wasn't here. Childish, selfish emotions bubbled up from the depths of my mind, and each came out of my mouth just as I had been formed. Not liking the guy was my own problem, but to say things so bluntly to him, even I thought I was crazy.
ありゃ、いちいち正論な方ですね。こういう言い方をする人は苦手なんだよな。
Oishi grinned and scratched at his sweaty throat. Even as he feigned stupidity, I could tell he was irritated. Hey, Keiichi Maebara, why am I looking for a fight with this old policeman here? It's not like he brought the gift of misfortune with him, all wrapped up in a paper, right? Right. It wasn't like he had brought a package of misfortune with him and was asking me to sign here, please. Rationally speaking, I understood all that. So then, why was I so... Actually, you know what? Hold on a second. Oops. Nope, not that button. Okay, never mind. Should I even talk about it? Yeah, of course. Again, putting my tinfoil hat, like, back over here.